Curative asanas for asthma. Number 1, Sirsasana and Cycle. Number 2, Sarvangasana and Cycle. Both have been posted in our channel and the link will be given in the description box. Mahamudrasana. Sit in Dandasana. Bend the right knee and move it to the right, keeping the outer side of the right thigh and the right calf on the floor. Place the right heel against the inner side of the right thigh, near the perineum. The big toe of the right foot should touch the inner side of the left thigh. Stretch the arms forward towards the left foot and hook the big toe with the thumbs and forefingers. Lower the head to the trunk until the chin rests in the hollow between the collarbones just above the breastbone. Keep the spine fully stretched and do not allow the left leg to tilt. Inhale. Tighten the entire abdomen. This asana tones the abdominal organs, kidneys and adrenal glands. Persons suffering from spleen ailments, enlargement of the prostate gland get benefit by staying longer in this asana. Relax. Straighten the leg and repeat it on the other side. Mahamudrasana also cures indigestion. This Mahamudra may destroy death and many other pains. Relax the abdominal tension. Exhale. Raise the head, release the hands and straighten the bent leg. Janu Sirsasana. Sit in Dandasana. Bend the left knee and move it to the left, keeping the outer side of the left thigh and the left calf on the floor. Place the left heel against the inner side of the left thigh, near the perineum. The big toe of the left foot should touch the inner side of the right thigh. The angle between the two legs should be obtuse. Do not bend the left knee. Extend the arms forward towards the right foot and hold it with the hands. First catch the toes of the right foot, then gradually catch the sole, then the heel, and finally extend the arms and catch the wrist of one hand with the other. Keep the right leg stretched throughout by tightening the knees. Exhale, move the trunk forward by bending and widening the elbows, and rest first the forehead, then the nose, and then the lips, and lastly the chin beyond the right knee. Stretch the back fully, pull the trunk forward, keep the chest against the right thigh. Stay in this pose with deep and even breathing for half a minute to a minute. One can also do this asana holding the breath after each exhalation. Inhale, raise the head and trunk, straighten the arms and the legs, and repeat the pose for the other side. person suffering from enlargement of the prostate gland gets benefit by staying longer in this asana. This asana tones the liver and the spleen and thereby aids digestion. Relax. Uttanasana. Stand in Tadasana, keeping the knees tight. Bend forward and place the fingers on the floor. Then place the palms on the floor by the side of the feet. Do not bend the legs at the knees. Try to hold the head up and stretch the spine. Move the hips a little forward towards the head so as to bring the legs perpendicular to the floor. Remain in this pose and exhale. Move the trunk closer to the legs and rest the head on the knees. Maintain the pose for 10 to 20 seconds with deep and even breathing. This asana cures stomach pain and tones the liver, the spleen and the kidneys. It relieves stomach pain during menstrual periods. The heartbeats are slowed down and the spinal nerves regenerates. Relax. Stand in Tadasana. Paschimottanasa. Sit in Dandasana. Place the palms on the floor by the side of the hips. Exhale. Extend the hands and catch the toes. Hold the right big toe between the right thumb and the index middle fingers, and likewise the left big toe. Extend the spine and try to keep the back concave. To start with, the back will be like a hump. Learn to bend right from the pelvic region of the back and also to extend the arms from the shoulders. Now, bend the widen elbows using them as levers. Pull the trunk forward and touch the forehead to the knees. Gradually rest the elbows on the floor. Stretch the neck and trunk. Touch the knees with the nose and then with the lips. When this becomes easy, make a further effort to grip the soles and rest the chin on the knees. When this also becomes easy, clasp the hands by interlocking the fingers and rest the chin on the shins beyond the knees. When this position becomes easy, grip the right palm with the left hand or the left palm with the right hand. Keep the back concave. Exhale and rest the chin on the shins beyond the knees. Now hold the right wrist with the left hand or the left wrist with the right hand. See that the back of the legs at the knee joints rest firmly on the floor. Try to stay in this pose for as long as you can. Advanced age pupils may extend the hands straight. Rest the palms on the floor. Join the thumbs beyond the outstretched feet and rest the chin on the shins. Stay for a minute or two with deep and even breathing. This asana tones the abdominal organs and keeps them free from sluggishness. Also tones the kidneys, regenerates the whole spine, and improves digestion. Inhale, raise the head, and sit in Dandasana. Bhujangasana 1. Lie on the floor, face downwards. Extend the legs, keeping the feet together. Keep the knees tight and the toes pointing. Rest the palms by the side of the pelvic region. Inhale. Press the palms firmly on the floor and pull the trunk up. Inhale. Lift the body up from the trunk until the pubis is in contact with the floor. And stay in this pose with the weight on the legs and palms. Contract the anus and the buttocks. Tighten the thighs. Maintain the pose for about 20 seconds, breathing normally. It is a deep back bend that makes the spine stronger and more flexible. It also tones the organs that lie in the lower abdomen. It also stimulates the digestive, reproductive, and urinary system. Exhale, bend the elbows, and rest the trunk on the floor. Relax and sit in Dandasana. Bhujangasana 2. Lie flat on the floor, on the stomach. Bend the elbows and place the palms on the floor on either side of the waist. Exhale. Lift the head and trunk up and back by stretching the arms fully without moving the pubic region and the legs. Exhale, bend the knees and lift the feet up. The weight of the body will be felt on the pelvic region, thighs and hands. Taking more pressure on the left hand, lift the right hand above the floor. Exhale deeply and swing the right arm back from the shoulder and grasp the right knee cap. Exhale again fast and deeply and swinging the left arm back from the shoulder, grip the left knee cap. Now stretch the legs straight on the floor. Again, without losing the grip on the knees. Stretch the neck and throw the head as far back as you can. Gradually, try to bring the knees as close to each other as possible. Hold the pose for about 15 to 20 seconds, breathing deeply. As the posture is an intensified version of Bhujangasana 1, its effect is greater. The thyroid, parathyroid, adrenals and gonads receive a copious supply of blood, and the chest is also expanded fully. Bend the knees, release the hands one by one, and relax. Sit in Dandasana. Salabhasana. Lie full length on the floor, on the stomach. Face downwards. Stretch the arms back. Exhale. Lift the head, chest and legs above the floor, simultaneously as high as possible. The hands should not be placed and the ribs should not rest on the floor. Only the abdominal front portion of the body rests on the floor and bears the weight of the body. Contract the buttocks and stretch the thigh muscles. Do not bear the weight of the body on the hands, but stretch them back. Stay in this pose as long as you can, according to your capacity. This asana aids digestion and relieves gastric troubles and flatulence. Relax. Sit in Dandasana. Is Dhanurasana. Lie full length on the floor, on the stomach. Face downwards. Exhale. Bend the knees. Stretch the arms back and hold the left ankle or toe with the left hand and the right ankle or toe with the right hand. Exhale and pull the legs up by raising the knees above the floor and simultaneously lift the chest above the floor. The arms and hands act like a bow. Adjust both your hands. Lift the head and pull it as far as you can. Do not rest either the ribs or the pelvic bones on the floor. Only the abdomen bears the weight of the body. In this posture, the spine is stretched back. This asana brings back elasticity to the spine and tones the abdominal organs. Improves the function of the liver, pancreas and small intestine. Relax. Lower the legs. Lie down and sit in Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana 1. Lie on the floor on the stomach, face downwards. Keep the feet about 1 foot apart. The toes should point straight back. Place the palms on the floor by the side of the waist, the fingers pointing to the head. Inhale. Raise the head and trunk. Stretch the arms completely and push the head and trunk as far back as possible without resting the knees on the floor. Keep the legs straight and tightened at the knees, but do not rest the knees on the floor. Stay in this pose for half a minute to a minute with deep breathing. This asana regenerates the spine and is especially recommended for people suffering from a stiff back. This asana is also good for persons with lumbago, sciatica and those suffering from slipped disc. Relax. Sit in Dandasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lie full length on the floor, on the stomach. Face downwards. The feet should be kept 1 foot apart. Rest the palms by the side of the chest, fingers straight and pointing in the direction of head. Exhale. Raise the trunk from the floor. Straighten the arms. Move the head inward towards the feet and place the crown of the head on the floor, keeping the elbows straight and extending the back. Keep the legs stiff and do not bend the knees, but press the heels down. Stay in this pose for about a minute with deep and even breathing. This asana is especially good for runners who get tired after a hard race. When one is exhausted, a longer stay in this pose removes fatigue and brings back the lost energy. Sprinters can develop speed and lightness in the legs. Exhale, lift the head above the floor. Stretch the trunk forward and lower the body gently to the floor. And relax. Sit in Dandasana. Virasana. Kneel on the floor. Keep the knees together and spread the feet about 18 inches apart. Rest the buttocks on the floor but not the body on the feet. The feet are kept by the side of the thighs, the inner side of each calf touching the outer side of its respective thigh. Keep the toes pointing back and touching the floor. Keep the wrist on the knees, palms facing up. And join the tips of the thumbs and forefingers. Keep the other fingers extended. Stretch the back erect. Stay in this pose as long as you can with deep and even breathing. Then rest the palms on the knees for a while. Now interlock the fingers and stretch the arms straight over the head, palms up. Stay in this position for a minute with deep breathing. This asana is good for meditation and pranayam. Also cures rheumatic pains in the knees and gout, and is also good for flat feet. Exhale, release the finger lock, place the palms on the sole, bend forward and rest the chin on the knees. Stay in this pose for a minute. Inhale, raise the trunk up and relax. Sit in Dandasana. Supta Virasana. Sit in Virasana. Exhale. Recline the trunk back and rest the elbows one by one on the floor. Relieve the pressure on the elbows one after the other by extending the arms. At first, rest the crown of the head on the floor. Gradually, rest the back of the head and then the back on the floor. Take the arms over the head and stretch them out straight. Hold this pose as long as you can while breathing deeply. This asana stretches the abdominal organs and the pelvic region. It is recommended for athletes and also who have to walk or stand about for long hours. Now, place the arms beside the trunk, press the elbows to the floor and sit up again. The hands may be stretched over the head or placed beside the thighs. Straighten the legs and sit in Dandasana. Paryankasana. Sit in Virasana. Exhale. Recline the trunk back and rest the elbows one by one on the floor. Lift the head and neck and arcing the back up, rest only crown of the head on the floor. No part of the trunk should be on the floor. Bend the arms at the elbows. Hold with the right hand the left upper arm near the elbow and with the left hand the right upper arm near the elbow. Rest the folded arms on the floor behind the head. Stay in this pose for a minute with even breathing. As in Matsyasana and Paryankasana, the dorsal region is fully extended so that the lungs are well expanded. Those who cannot perform Matsyasana will derive the same benefits from this asana. Inhale, rest the trunk and neck on the floor, release the hands and sit up in Virasana. Now straighten the legs one by one and sit in Dandasana. Uttanasana. Lie flat on the back, keeping the feet together and the knees tight. Exhale, raise the back above the floor and arc it up by stretching the neck and moving the head back until the crown of the head rests on the floor. Stretch the back and with an exhalation, lift the legs up until they are about 40 to 45 degrees from the floor. Raise the arms simultaneously. Join the palms and keep them parallel to the leg. The arms and the legs should be kept stiff and not bent at the elbows or knees. Stay in this pose for half a minute with normal breathing. The body should be balanced only on the crown of the head and the buttocks. This asana gives full expansion to the chest wall and keeps the dorsal region of the spine healthy. Exhale, lower the legs and arms to the floor, straighten the neck and sit in Dandasana. Setu Bandhasana. Lie flat on the back, on the floor. Exhale, bend the knees, widen the legs at the knees and bring the heels towards the buttocks. Keep the heels together and rest the outer side firmly on the floor. Bring the hands by the side of the head and with an exhalation, raise the trunk and arc the body up to rest the crown of the head on the floor. Pull the head as far back as possible by stretching the neck up and lifting the dorsal and lumbar region of the back. Fold the arms across the chest and hold the left elbow with the right hand and right elbow with the left hand. Draw the hips up and stretch out the legs until they are straight. Hold this position for a few seconds with normal breathing. This asana strengthens the neck and tones the cervical, dorsal, lumbar, and scrotal regions of the spine. Relax. Sit in Dandasana. Uttanasana. Sit in Dandasana. Bend the knees and place the soles and heels on the floor. Take the pressure of the body on the hands and feet. Exhale and lift the body above the floor. Straighten the arms and the legs and keep the knees and elbows tightened. Stretch the neck and throw the head as far back as possible. Stay in this pose. This asana strengthens the wrist and ankles, improves the movement of the shoulder joints, and expands the chest fully. It gives relief from fatigue caused by doing other forward bending asanas. Exhale, lower the body, and sit in Dandasana. And relax. Ardha Matsyendra Asana 1. Sit in Dandasana. Bend the left knee and join the thigh and calf. Raise the seat from the floor. Place the left foot under the buttocks and sit on the left foot so that the left heel rests under the left buttocks. Then bend the right knee. Place it by the outer side of the left thigh. Balance in this position, keeping the right shin perpendicular to the floor. Turn the trunk 90 degrees to the right until the left armpit touches the outer side of the right thigh. Bring the armpit over the right knee. Exhale. Stretch the left arm from the shoulder and twist it round the right knee. Bend the left elbow and move the left wrist to the back of the waist. The left arm should lock the bent right knee tightly, and there should be no space between the left armpit and the bent right knee. Stay in this pose for a few seconds. Exhale, swing back the right arm from the shoulder. Bend the right elbow, move the right hand behind the waist and either clasp it with the left one or vice versa. The neck may be turned to the left and gaze at the center of the eyebrows. The spinal twist will be greater if the neck is turned to the left than to the right. Stay in this pose for a few seconds with normal and deep breathing. Now, release the hands. Remove the right foot from the floor and straighten the right and then the left leg. And repeat the asana on the other side for the same length of time. By the regular practice of this asana, splitting backaches, lumbago, and pain in the hips disappear rapidly. Liver and the spleen are contracted and so are toned. The muscles of the neck gain power. The intestine also get benefit from this asana. It also helps to reduce the size of the abdomen. Apart from this, the prostate and bladder are not enlarged. if regularly practiced this asana. Relax. Sit in Dandasana. Ardha Matsyendra asana 2. Sit in Dandasana. Bend the right knee and place the right foot at the root of the left thigh, pressing the heel against the navel. Exhale. Turn the trunk 90 degrees to the left. Swing the left arm from the shoulder behind the back. Bend the left elbow and with the left hand grasp the right ankle or shin. The left leg should remain stretched straight on the floor throughout, and the sole of the left foot or the left big toe should be held by the right hand, and the right arm should be kept straight. Stay in this pose for 30 to 60 seconds while trying to maintain normal breathing. And then release the grip on the legs, straighten them, and repeat the pose on the other side for the same length of time. The abdominal organs are toned by being contracted on one side and stretched on the other. Due to lateral twists of the spine, backaches, lumbago, and pain in the hip joints disappear rapidly. The neck muscles become more powerful and the shoulder movements become easier. Relax. Straighten the leg and sit in Dandasana. Asana. Squat on the floor with the soles and heels completely on the floor. Keep the knees and feet together. Raise the seat from the floor and balance. Twist the trunk about 90 degrees to the right until the left armpit is beyond the outer side of the right thigh, near the right knee. Flex the left knee about an inch forward. Exhale. Extend the left arm from the shoulder. Leave no space between the left armpit and the right thigh. Turn the left arm round the right thigh and bending the left elbow towards the left leg. Bring the left hand near the left hip. Exhale. Twist the right arm from the shoulder behind the back. Bend the right elbow and hook the fingers near the left hip. Gradually clasp the palms. Tighten the calf muscles to maintain the balance. Twist the spine as far as to the right as you can and stay in this pose with normal breathing. Turn the neck and gaze over either shoulder. This is the final pose. Release the hand clasp. Relax. Sit in Dandasana and repeat the pose on the other side for the same length of time. This time twisting the trunk to the left. This asana gives strength and elasticity to the ankles. Person who work entails standing for hours rest their feet in this position. It also tones the spine and makes one agile. The shoulders move freely and grow stronger. This pose also reduces fat around the abdomen and massages the abdominal organ. relax. Sit in Dandasana. Ustrasana. Kneel on the floor, keeping the thighs and feet together. Toes pointing back and resting on the floor. Rest the palms on the hips. Stretch the thighs. Curve the spine back and extend the ribs. Exhale. Place the right palm over the right heel and the left palm over the left heel. Place the palms on the soles of the feet. Press the feet with the palms. Throw the head back and push the spine towards the thighs, which should be kept perpendicular to the floor. Contract the buttocks and stretch the dorsal and the coccyx region. Remain in this pose for about a minute with normal breathing. This yoga is highly beneficial for the person suffering from spinal injury and activates thyroid glands. Helpful in getting rid of all kinds of back pain. Also stimulates the functioning of thyroid gland. Release the hands one by one and rest them on the hips. And then sit on the floor in Dandasana and relax.